Now they always say congratulations. Work so hard, forgot how to vacation.
So we are back to more Rockies franchise mode here in the show 17. So today, last episode was that off-season where we went and signed some brand new players on the team, and the league looks a little bit different though since last year. So if you take a look at our lineup now, this is our lineup just for the season. It's not spring training modified yet, but we have Charlie Blackmon at leadoff, Ian Desmond in second spot, third we have Nolan Arenado, fourth in cleanup we have DJ, and fifth we have David Dahl, and sixth, this is just one of our alternate lineups. We have Andrew McCutchen there, 88 overall, finally a Rocky. He's be playing right field this season. So if you take a look at Andrew's stats, he's amazing all around. I love the way he's going to play this season. Hopefully he continues that streak of batting over 290 in the season, because that's one thing we need last year's batting average, because last season we were terrible when it came to batting, because I think we had like maybe two players batting over 250, so it's pretty bad last season when it came to batting. So hopefully it helps out our offense just a little bit there with Andrew McCutchen down the lineup. Plus we went and added Kiki Escalona there as a backup outfielder, and he's got great stats himself there too. Decent hitting overall. He's got great speed, decent overall stealing. I mean, he's a model guy for a backup outfielder for the MLB. So he'll most likely be playing DH in some of our lineups for this season. And then we'll take a look at some of the other players we signed in the offseason. So I guess take a look at our rotation for now. So rotation, we do have our new overall, well, not really new overall, but developed players in John Gray, 87 overall now. I don't know, it's probably with the boost though for sure. Yeah, it is 82 overall, but to 87 overall with that player morale boost. Then we do have Tyler Anderson, who's 86 overall there at a normal 82 overall with the boost. And then you have Steven right there, 81 overall. He went up, I think, from a 77 since last time to an 81. Then Robbie Ray came back. He was injured last season for most of it, like the last half of the season. But nonetheless, he had a 79 overall after that offseason with the boost. And then we had a new overall righty here in the system in Jack Erasmus from the Rule 5 draft. We needed a guy to go and start because we couldn't pick up Marco Estrada in the free agency, so I mean Jack's the guy to go and pick up, I guess. Right now he's pissed off because he does not make enough money. He's only making 80k there because he's a Rule 5 draft pick player, and he doesn't like that he's not close to home. So let's go and deal with Jack's stuff this season. Hopefully his overall goes up though, and he finally stops caring about money. But nonetheless though, we do have some other brand new players here in the system with obviously Zach Birdie there. Plus we do have, where is he? He is our brand new closer. I don't know if he's on here yet. He might be just still in the AAA. Here he is. His name is Daniel Finn. So 73 overall, 28 years old. This man, we added him in the trade. I think it might have been the Tyler Chatwood for Daniel Finn and Zach Birdie trade. So he picked up a guy in Daniel Finn as our new closer, and he's looking not that bad though. That 99 velocity is pretty nice to see on him as a closer. And plus, I think we added Ross Ed here in the offseason, 65 overall, 25 years old. And then I think there might be a few other pickups too that he made in like for the lower overall, like the AAA, AA, and Class A. But here's another guy that we added as a reliever. His name is Jabba Chamberlain, and he's not that bad himself though, 76 overall. He's a decent overall reliever in the pen. He'll play great this season, hopefully. That's the plan for him. But starting pitchers, we do have a brand new guys in the system from last year that we drafted in the draft last season. That was Davis Enfield, Prince Shipley, and I believe we have a few more here in the system, like, where is he? I think, here they are. So I think it's Jason Erasmus, 64 overall, 19 years old, and Eddie Miranda, 68 overall, 19 years old. These guys are alright, I guess. They're 64 overall, they're decent overalls for their start of their careers, so it's not that bad to have them in the system developing over time. So maybe they might be able to play the MLB in a few seasons, I have no idea. It's all due to how this game predicts their career will turn out. So now I think it might be time to go and take a look at our spring training and make some adjustments to our lineup to go and see if some of these guys could play. So we'll go and maybe, right now starting off Trevor Story, I don't really want him to play too much because last season he was injured for like the entire season. He's maybe injured for like, I don't know, at least, let me see how many games he actually played last season. I don't know if he played too many. He played 108, so he missed about, I don't know, 50, 60 games. I'm just averaging right there. But Trevor Story, don't really want him to play too much in the spring training just due to injury concerns. So we'll go and bring in Brendan Rodgers there as the starter for now. Then take a look at our outfielders, and I want to go and bring in, obviously, Raymel Tapia to go and play center field. So bring in him to be leadoff for the spring training and start this off. And then, like, near the end, we'll go and implement our new MLB lineups near the end, so they can get a little bit of playing time as a unit. But right now, we'll go and bring in, who else you should bring in? Maybe Jason Erasmus we could bring in for now. He'll always play Mark Reynolds too, that's for sure. Let's actually go into the AAA and see if we could find our backups. So right now for sure we'll bring up Daniel Finn as our closer for the spring training, so bring him up. We have to go and bring somebody down, so we'll go to the bottom. And we don't need Snavely there, he's a little bit too low of an overall, at 52 overall, 20 years old is a little bit too low. Bring him down right there. And who else do we have? Rossetti, we have Jason Erasmus. Some of these guys don't really need to play. We might play Tom Murphy a little bit. Oscar Hernandez, I want to start a catcher for a few games, maybe a few series is there, here and there. Tony Wolters will start for a few games too. I think it might be good though for sure, so we'll go and bring up Daniel Finn. Okay, so when I brought up Daniel Finn, they're now on the MLB club as our reliever. So Daniel Finn, I want to close some games out for us in the spring training, so we'll bring him into the closing role for the spring. And the rest seem alright though. We have like Zach Birdie in the system, you have Carlos Estevez, and 80 overall now. He's developed pretty finely since last season, so it looks like Wild Thing's gonna have a great season for us. Hopefully he develops even more this season as a reliever. But now we'll take a look at our rotation. We'll go and bring in John Gray as... We'll probably leave John Gray in the pen for now. I think that might be good. I'll bring up Davis Enfield for sure. Prince Shipley. We'll go and replace him with Stephen Wright because we don't need Stephen Wright there for now. We'll have Davis Enfield, Prince Shipley. Tyler Anderson, I want to start maybe a few games here and there. Jack Rasmus for sure I'll leave in there. And Robbie Ray needs to play some games because he's recovering from an injury last season. I want to see if he's still ready or not. So Robbie Ray in there, Prince Shipley, and Davis Enfield as our starter. Is anyone else we should bring in though as a starter? We have Derek Garcia in there too. Derek Garcia is a starting pitcher we signed last season in the free agency, so we could bring him up maybe to go and replace Tyler Anderson after maybe 1 or 2 series, which I might do. So I think it might be fine for now. I'll go and adjust the lineups just to go and fit what our spring training lineups will look like, and I'll see you there. Okay, so I think I've adjusted the lineups pretty good for our spring training, so we do have like this lineup. I gotta just go cycle through these pretty quickly because spring training doesn't really matter too much, so we'll just go and adjust the lineups as is. And I think they're decent for the spring training, so we'll sim, I guess, half the spring training, then go and bring in our MLB lineups to go and play like the last 2 series or something like that. So for Oscar is our best player with 545 batting average, huge overall spring training for him so far. You have Nolan 372, Andrew McCutcheon, the newest Rocky, 341 batting average, huge for him so far. We have Jason Erasmus 333, Eddie Miranda 333, Mark Reynolds 300, DJ LeMahieu 297, David Dahl 293, Tom Murphy 286, Ian Desmond 250, and so on and so forth all the way down there. But we're impressing pretty well though. I'm actually pretty surprised our lineups are playing as well as they are. But we'll go and adjust them accordingly right now because we only have a few games left in the spring training. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games left. So I'll send these last 2 and give our starters maybe 3 games, I guess, in the spring training. We lost 1, we won 1, so 5 right there. But we'll go to our lineups and bring in our starters and our new lineup to see how well they play. So hopefully they don't get injured, but if they do, it would suck for us terribly. So I did adjust the lineups accordingly to how our lineup should look like for the MLB season. So we have like, in some lineups, like the obviously left-hand lineup, we do have Andrew McCutcheon down the lineup because he cannot hit a lefty as well as he hits a righty. So leave him right there for that. Whereas we do have in some lineups, you have DJ LeMahieu playing 4 spot or 5 spot, depending on whatever he's playing, and DJ hits lefties very well, 97 against lefties. Obviously, he's going to be brought up just a bit in the left-handed lineups because he's a beast hitting against left-handed pitchers. Whereas in some lineups, we do have Tony Wolters, and I believe one lineup we do have Oscar Hernandez because he needs playing time. He's young, he's not that bad, so if you get him some playing time, it wouldn't hurt to go and develop him just in case. So I think we're good for lineups right now. You have McCutcheon and some of them down there just a little bit, like 6th spot and 5th spot in some of the lineups. So I think got a lot of diversity there. Obviously, our top 3 are Blackman, Desmond, and Arenado because they're our best players, obviously. They're pretty good for us. So I think our lineups are good for the MLB season. We'll go and sim the rest of the spring training and see what our strats are before it ends off. So in the final 3 games, we do have a 12-2 W against San Diego, a 6-2 W against the Mariners, and a 4-7 loss against the Mariners. So, I mean, we had a great overall outing at spring training. We finished 50-17, not that bad, as we finished pretty well. But I will go and see what our first game was with the new lineup in. We had 12 hits, they had 5 hits. It's against San Diego, so you can't really be that proud, but I mean, it's still a W nonetheless. Whereas Erasmus, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 strikeouts, huge outing for him. We have Estevez play pretty well for us, and I think we do have... Wait, what's the other lineups actually? See you will our hitters. Rasmus had a double. We have Arenado, Dahl, and Walters all at home runs. Arenado, McCutcheon, Dahl, Story, Walters, Rasmus, Anderson all at RBI. So Walters played very well though, 4 RBI in that game against San Diego. And even Rasmus still had a double as a pitcher, so that's not too bad for us. Whereas our first game against the Mariners, we won that one 6-2. 12ths, they had 9, not that bad for us. I want to see your hitting lineup. So we have Blackman, Desmond, Miranda, and Dahl at home runs, and RBI, Blackman, Desmond, Miranda, and Dahl. We have our pitching, and let's see how all our pitchers play. We have Davis infield, 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, not that bad. And the rest seem alright there for the circumstances. But we'll go and check out what our last game was. Our loss, 7-4 against those Mariners. So they have 12 hits, we had 5. We cannot hit at all that game. But we'll go and see how our pitchers played, basically. And it looks like... Wait, let's see our hitter first. We have Story had a home run, Jr. had RBIs, and Story had 2 RBIs, so not that bad there. Looks like our pitching didn't play well at all. 2.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, 0 strikeouts, terrible hitting for Anderson on that day. That's what a lineup should look like in the regular season, as it looks like John Gray did not really play that well in the spring training at all. A 6.14 ERA, he's not happy with his performance, that's why his overall is down. Tyler Anderson had an ERA of 4.20, 86 overall. Stephen Wright, 4.71 ERA, a 79 overall. Robbie Ray had a 2.42, so he played very well for us, a 79. And Jack Erasmus, 5.13 and a 72 overall right now. So we'll go into just the lineups now after, if we need to do any adjustments, that is. And I think we might be good, though. I think, yeah, we're pretty much good. So we do have Oscar Hernandez we need to leave on MLB Club because we need a backup catcher. And I think we just got to go and adjust the lineups after our spring training is done. So we'll go and check out what our final records were for our pitchers and our hitters in the stats right now. So I'll go and see our pitchers first. So pitchers, Robbie Ray actually played the best for us though at a 3-0 record. He had a 2.42 ERA, very good for us, well adjusted by ERA. So Derek Garcia, these guys didn't really play that well. Actually, no, they didn't play at all basically, besides Adam Ottavino. We had 3 innings pitched and 0 ERA. It looks like Zach Birdie had 16.2 innings pitched and a .54 ERA though. He played very good for us. In relief, we have Jake McGee to 113, 8 innings pitched. We have Fernando Salas at 142 as usual. He's playing very well for us. Right at 242 as a starter. We do have Carlos Estevez at 253. We have Mike Dunn at 338. We have Davis Enfield at 377. Prince Shipley at 407. We have Jalba Chamberlain at 411. And a 424. Tyler Anderson's not that bad, I guess. He played decent with 40 innings pitched though. Yeah, a lot of innings pitched in the spring training. We do have Stephen Wright of 471. We have Jack Erasmus of 513. And we have John Gray of 614. And finally, last but not least, we have Daniel Finn, our new closer at 8.59 ERA. That's not good at all for him. So in the Cactus League, we didn't finish last. We didn't finish first though. We're kind of middle of the pack there when it came to our overall record. The worst was the White Sox at a 9.21 record. Padres were 11-18, and who was the best though in the Cactus League? And it looks like it was the Giants at a 21-9 record. So, I mean, they play great. Whereas it looks like in the Grapefruit League we have the Orioles at 21-10 record, Blue Jays at a 17-14, and pretty much that's about it. So we weren't the best team, we weren't the worst team. We were all right there in the spring training. So we'll go and sim through this rest of the spring training and advance the regular season to go and see what our lineups will be. So I think a 40-man roster should be adjusted now to go and have, or at least our MLB roster should be adjusted to go and have all the proper players in place. So we have Fernando Salas, Mike Dunn, Jalba Chamberlain, Carlos Estevez, Jake McGee, and Adam Ottavino there in the rotation or the bullpen. But I think we need one more man though. I believe we gotta bring up Zach Birdie though if he's not on there. Is he already on there? And he's not. So we gotta bring him up for sure though. He played very well for us there in the spring training. He really impressed. So we'll go and bring him up there to go and play, at least start our opening day roster. So let's go to Birdie there in the AAA, I believe. And bring him up though because he played very well for us in the spring training. So welcome to the MLB Club, Zach Birdie, who also impressed though for us. And I believe like some of these guys like Prince Shipley and Davis Enfield just aren't ready yet for the MLB. Derek Garcia, didn't really get too much out of him. I mean, everyone played decent, so I think we're good for now when it comes to that being all said and done. So we'll go to the next thing, which is our MLB club. So who needs to be on here, who doesn't need to be on here, that's all we need to know right now. So Eddie Miranda, he doesn't need to be on here for sure unless we need a backup right outfielder. I think we have enough backup outfielders though for sure. Like in our lineup, we have Patterson, we have Miranda, Mark Reynolds, and Tony Walters. So our catching situation, we do have Tony Walters and Oscar Hernandez, but I mean, Oscar Hernandez is better when you take a look at it overall, but I just want Tony Walters to develop because he has that beat potential. Plus, I mean, he's a real guy in the system that's on the MLB club in real life, so I just want to develop better than Hernandez. So we'll leave it as that right now. Some lineups will have Walters, some will have Hernandez. I mean, they're just all great catchers when it's all at the end of the day. So, I mean, we'll go play both of them. If one plays better than the other, then they might take over as starter for sure. So, when I take a look at our bench, though, we have Kiki Escalona as our DH some of the days. We have Mark Reynolds as our backup first baseman. But we don't really need Eddie Miranda really necessarily on the lineup. I mean, he's alright, though. He's a great hitter. But we'll see if we need maybe another positional player to go and play for us, though, because he doesn't have the greatest speed, a 64 speed. I kind of want a speedy guy go and play if we have a backup outfielder on the system. We have Kiki Escalona. He's speedy. He's a great hitter there, too, for us. We need him for sure. Mark Reynolds, great hitter for us. We need him on the bench as a backup positional player. And Eddie Miranda, he's kind of in the middle there. I mean, I love him on the team, but we just don't really need him right now because we have Jordan Patterson on the team too. So I'll bring down Eddie Miranda, bring up a positional player to go and play the bench there basically for us in the MLB club if we have space. So actually, we don't even know if we have enough space. We have 26 men on our 25 active rosters. So we gotta bring one guy down. It looks like it might have to be Eddie Miranda. So I'll bring him down to the AAA. And I think it might be good for now. So I'm pretty sure we have enough guys, the right guys in the system right now on the MLB club for now. We have a backup catcher, backup outfielder, and a backup positional player for us right now and on some of the days. So I mean, we're good though. We're good for right now when you take a look at our MLB club. So one thing though, we got to adjust the lineups and see if they're good or not. Because some of them have DJ LeMahieu there as our starter, and I'm not really sure if I'm comfortable with that yet. So what lineup do we need this for? We need... Is that right outfielder? We need DH, okay. There's some lineups we need DHing from Kiki and Jordan, but we don't need DJ necessarily in the leadoff option right now yet. I mean, he's a great player. I love his hitting though. His hitting is amazing right now, and 99 against lefties is really good. But I mean, I want to try out what Blackman has to offer right now for us. Blackman is amazing too. So if you get Blackman the opportunity to go and start off as our leadoff man, I mean, why not take it? So Blackman needs to be leadoff man for the season. I mean, some of the days DJ could play leadoff too. He's great also. So I don't know really what's going to go down yet for now for the season, but we'll make some lineup adjustments if we need to. Like say we're sucking in the beginning of the season and we need to make some lineup changes. So right now in the second spot we do need DJ. I mean, we obviously need Ian Desmond though. He's a great hitter for our club. So we need him in second spot for hitting right there. I mean, the computer messed up my entire lineup though, damn it. I gotta adjust it all for the season. And I think it might be good for now. McCutcheon needs to be brought down in the left-handed lineup just a bit to go and bring up DJ a bit right there. What else need to do? Left-handed, bring down DJ, and bring him up, I guess, might be the best option. Unless... Should we do that? Right-handed. Actually, no, we need him higher up in right-handed. Actually, that's what we need to do. Bring up Andrew there for the right-handed. And right there. So that way he's 88 overall. I want him to go and get his highest overall there. And 88's the best he can go there for being in the 4th spot. So he's good there. Trevor Story, 84 overall. I think he's good where he's at right there. What else do we need to do? Because we have so many good hitters though, it's hard to go and balance this out a bit. We'll bring up Andrew just a bit there for... Oh wait, unless Trevor Story plays better. We'll bring up Andrew, I guess. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I mean, it's hard to go and make these lineups just right now because you have no idea how well they're going to play yet. So leave it as it is right now. I think it's good as of right now. And our lineup though right now for rotation looks great though right now. I mean, everyone, their overalls went back up to before the spring training, so everyone's good. John Gray at 87 overall, Taylor Anderson at 86, Stephen Wright 81, and Robbie Ray 79, and Jack Rasmus 74. So right now we do have Daniel Finn in the bullpen right now as a long reliever, and I mean his 99 velocity fastball, or just 99 velocity and everything. He's very good. He throws a cheesy fastball, Road Warrior. I think he'll be good in the bullpen for now. Whereas Fernando Salas, Zach Birdie, Mike Dunn, Jalbert Chamberlain, Carlos Estevez, Wild Thing, Jake McGee, and Adam Montevideo there in closers. So our bullpen looks great, our rotation looks great, and our lineups look pretty good there for now. We'll adjust them if we need to later on in the season. So I think we're good to go and start off this year 2 of the Rockies franchise mode. So game 1, what are we playing against? Looks like the Dodgers in opening day at home. So home opener plus opening day there. We have John Gray versus Clayton Kershaw, the best pitcher in the game. I'll play that next episode. So I guess let's just start off right here. Make sure to subscribe for more Rockies franchise mode, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.